Okay, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Wilton Report. I am Josh Wilton. I believe this is episode 18 already. Going to take a little bit of a left turn today, and instead of doing a market analysis, we're going to do a little bit of brokerage talk. So this particular broadcast is really designed if you're an active agent in the industry. I think you'll find it interesting. And I guess really the theme is, does your business belong to you or does it belong to your broker? And that's a big question in today's environment. Not so much with the market shifting. It's just, the agent does all the work and, sometimes they don't get the due credit that they deserve and or the financial remuneration that they deserve. And we're going to do a really deep dive into that today, Friday afternoon. So, why do agents join a traditional brokerage? In a traditional brokerage, brick and mortar, office in towns, traditional compensation structure. And having run a traditional brokerage for 20 years, I will tell you the number one thing is a newer agent wants training and coaching, right? A lot of times experienced agents will join you because you're a great coach. They want lead generation. So the broker has this premise of lead generation. The third reason is marketing and branding support. So maybe the brokerage they're in, or they don't have any idea how to start their business or run a branding campaign. Those are the top three reasons why an agent's going to join a traditional brokerage, or any brokerage, particularly for that matter. So what happens is a newer agent will join a broker and they'll have a lower compensation plan in exchange for this model of support. So for every dollar that comes in, they'll take home less than perhaps at a non-traditional brokerage. But it begs the question, what happens when you become a quote unquote experienced agent? So you've been in the business, you know where you're on a deal, you know how to generate leads, you know how to close transactions. You have a steady stream of income, or referrals, I should say, which leads to income from your past clients. Do you need the same level of coaching as a new agent? Does your broker offer coaching for top agents? Do they show you how to scale and grow your business, right? Make more, work less. Are they equipped to even offer that level of coaching to you? Most traditional brokerages are not. It is not in their wheelhouse. They don't understand it. A lot of times they're actually afraid of their top producers. That can be a topic for another day. And does the experienced agent get a return on their total contribution to the broker? And by that, I mean cash contribution, and you could say time contribution, but in this particular broadcast, cash contribution. And lastly, does the agent own their business or their broker? And we're going to really jump into all these topics today and take a deep dive. So if you're an agent, I'd grab a pen and paper. Maybe you want a calculator if you want to double check my math, or maybe math doesn't come naturally to you. But we're going to kind of take a hard look at what you're doing versus what you're getting in the business. So for those of you who are not watching this on YouTube, maybe you want to go to YouTube, subscribe to the Wilton Report, because this is a very data-driven presentation. So if you're listening to this on Spotify or Google Podcasts, or even Apple Podcasts, I'd recommend probably jumping over to the Wilton Report on YouTube, episode 18. So what are all these numbers? This is the math of how agents get paid and make money at a quote unquote traditional brokerage. So I'm going to break it down. Sales volume is the total amount of home sales that an agent does. 2 million in home sales, in this particular instance, all the way up to 30 million in home sales. GCI stands for gross commission income. So if you sell $2 million in houses, you're going to send receipts out and bills out for $50,000, right? A lot of traditional brokers charge a franchise fee of 6%. Some go to 8%. A split is the agent's percentage of the GCI. So again, if you're a newer agent, you're willing to take a lower split of your GCI in exchange for coaching, lead generation, marketing, branding support. A lot of brokers offer a transaction fee or charge a transaction fee of $199 per deal. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it does add up. We're going to talk net split. We're going to talk agent earnings, and we're going to talk the amount that a broker retains. So again, if you have questions about this and you want to reach out to me privately, you can inbox me on Facebook, Instagram. You can text us. We'll talk to you about it. But for the purposes of today, we're going to start with a $5 million producer. Why? Because if you're a $2 or $4 million producer, we're not going to hire you. You're not ready to join our brokerage. So for the function of today, we're going to start a $5 million producer. So if you sell $5 million worth of homes, you're sending out bills for $125,000 in income, right? Your broker will charge you $7,500 in a franchise fee. So if you're a Coldwell Banker, that franchise fee will go to their holding company. I think it's called Anywhere Real Estate. Same thing for Sotheby's. So if you're part of the local Sotheby's franchise here in Princeton or at the Shore, it doesn't matter. That $7,500 is going to go to the Sotheby's National, right? So let's say your split is 70. So for every dollar that comes in, right, you're going to keep 70 cents on the dollar, with the exception of the fact that it's not really 70 cents. It's actually 54 cents. I'm sorry, 64 cents, because you're giving back $7,500 in the franchise fee. The broker's also going to collect $2,000 in transaction fees. So your net split, they'll tell you on paper, you'll sign an agreement with them saying you're going to keep 70 cents on the dollar. By the time you pay the franchise fee, by the time you pay the transaction fees, your net split is 62 cents on the dollar, 62%. Of the $125,000, you kept $78,000. Your broker kept practically $50,000. That's a lot of money. That's like a serious contribution you're making to your broker. Both the national vendor, the franchise holder, right, and your local broker, if it's a franchise environment. So let's jump down to a $10 million producer. Let's look at the math of what you're actually keeping versus your broker. So at 10 million, you're going to send out receipts for $250,000. So that's the amount of money you brought into your brokerage. It's a lot of money. I was on Facebook last week. I saw a broker do 10 million in 1 month at a traditional brokerage. In 1 month alone, he contributed $15,000 in a franchise fee to that broker. That is a ton of money. So let's say your split is 80%. You're a $10 million producer. You're getting 8 cents on the dollar or 80 cents on the dollar. Your transactions at $500,000 each. You're going to contribute about $4,000 in transaction fees. So by the time you take all of that out, your net effective split is only 72%. Not that awesome when you kind of look at it. And of course, you're going to make 181, which is a lot of money. It's a ton of money. Your broker's keeping almost $70,000. So when you look at the math, and most agents, like you say math to an agent, they kind of run to the next room. They don't realize that their broker's keeping $70,000 of the $250 that they brought in. It's a significant contribution you're making to your broker, and you should be aware of it. So let's jump to a $30 million producer. So why? There's a lot of solo $30 million producers in the Princeton metro market, in the Shore area where we do business in Monmouth County. So, you're bringing in receipts to the tune of $750,000 in gross receipts. You're going to pay $45,000 in a franchise fee, right? Let's just assume you're keeping 90 cents on the dollar, right? You're still going to contribute another $10,000 or so in the transaction fees. So your net effective split is 82%. So by the time you take out the 6%, by the time you take out your broker contribution, right, you've made $618, which is a small fortune. The broker's keeping $131,000. They're keeping six figures on your business. And this is not if you have a team. They're charging you more. Like, it really can be expensive to run your business through a traditional broker these days, because technology has really leveled the playing field for small brokers like ourselves and other virtual brokers that have come into the market. So what do we offer a solo agent? This is not the team plan. We'll do the team plan in another broadcast, or if you have questions, you can reach out, of course. We start you at 85%. Very simple. You have to be a $5 million producer to join here. If you're not, become one, because we're not that company where we want to coach you and train you and do that stuff. We're going to put you in touch with people who can, and we're going to save you money in your business so you can reinvest yourself, so you can scale your business to do 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 million, right? The most we're going to keep is $25,000. So we have an industry jargon or cap or contribution of $25,000. No franchise fees, no transaction fees, no monthly fees. Very simple, very easy. Start at 85. Once you sell about 6 million, right, you're going to go to 100% for the remainder of the year. So what does that mean to your pocketbook? Well, if you're a $5 million producer, you're going to make $20,000 more with us from Jump Street. Really, no questions asked. 7 million, 32,000. 9 million, 43,000 and change. 10 million, 44,000. 15 million, $71,000. Just walking in the door, aligning your business with us, you're going to make take-home pay $71,000 more. That is a significant amount of money. And if you're a $30 million producer, it's over $100,000 in your pocket at the end of the year to do whatever you want with. That's a lot of money. So that begs the question, what is it about Queenston that's so interesting? So another thing that we offer, right, is we started our own title company. It's called Princeton Abstract, which is a cool name. That's the logo, which again, I think is really cool. So thank you to 𝐂𝐿𝐎𝐿 at limeyboy.com for designing that. And one of the things about our title company, unlike a traditional brokerage where they almost treat their agents like employees, which is dangerous, and they expect their agents to support the in-house title enterprise, which I guess makes sense because they're in it for the money and they're trying to maximize their money. However, the agent doesn't get anything for that. So they're running around, they're giving up their weekends, they're running their teams, they're showing buyers houses. On Tuesday, they turn in their file or upload their file, and they use the title company of their broker. They get nothing. They'll get a pat on the back at the end of the year. That's it. Here, we actually offer shares where you can buy shares in the company and get paid out on profit. So let's take a look at what that looks like for you at the end of the year in terms of money in your pocket. So again, $4 million producer, you'd have to be a pretty good salesperson to convince us to hire you. So we're just going to jump to the $5 million producer. Your compensation structure, you're making $20,000 more, $18,750. In title payout, you're going to make an additional $1,500, right? Sound like a lot of money? I'll show you it's a lot of money. Your total jump is a $20,000 pick in net income at our company. $10 million producer, you're making just shy of $5,000 in title profit. Again, that's at today's profitability. If it continues to grow, right, which it should, that number could go up. So your total jump, if you're a $10 million producer, is about $50,000 in your pocket at the end of the year by coming to what is now the fastest growing firm in Mercer County. $20 million producer, it's a $96,000 jump, right? The profit payout on title is bigger. It's just shy of 10 grand. So now you're making $100,000 more. If you're that $30 million producer, you're making $120,000 more by running your business through our platform. Just not that complicated. There's a lot of financial benefit to the way we set up the brokerage. So I'm going to show you what you can do with the difference in that money, or even some of it. Maybe take that vacation that you didn't think you could afford. Maybe your kid's going to college, or all those things. We offer every agent the 𝐂𝐍𝐶 platform. It's an excellent lead engine web. It's your website. It's your IDX website. It's your CRM. You can run your listings. We integrate with Brokerman off of it. There's a team function. It's really excellent. There's a mobile version. It's seamless. It's easy. It's awesome, right? Very easy to use. A lot of brokers offer it, except we offer it at a much cheaper way to run your business. So this is an actual screenshot for those of you, again, listening on Spotify or Apple. I apologize, but this is actually a screenshot of lead generation that I did via 𝐂𝐍𝐶 on 4345 Lee Avenue in Princeton. So I spent a little bit of money. I had a bunch of leads come in. And to break down the math, this is an actual screenshot from my platform. It costs about $6 per lead. And in the last 12 months, I've spent $2,000 generating leads, right? I got about 286 leads via the 𝐂𝐍𝐶 lead boost, right? For about $6.80 a lead. So why am I telling you this, right? So imagine you have all this extra earnings, right? You're a $5 million producer. You want to get to a $10 million producer. So maybe we're going to take a portion of that $20,000 and we're going to invest it. Imagine if you invested $10,000 in the lead boost on 𝐂𝐍𝐄𝐓. That's almost 10,000 leads. Like, what would you do with all those people? Like, you'd have to hire an inside salesperson just to follow up with them. And actually, it's interesting, 𝐂𝐍𝐄𝐓 offers that service. If you invested $20,000, you'd have 20,000 new leads, 20,000 new potential customers coming to your portal. Direct mail, right? You can send out 10,000 cards on direct mail. At 20,000, it's just shy of 20,000 cards. At 0.1% return on either one of those platforms, that's 10 or 20 listing opportunities in the Princeton metro market, the Monmouth County metro market, which is a high price market. That's a massive ROI. Maybe you sign up for coaching, right? So maybe you take that 20,000 and you invest it in yourself and sign up for coaching. For those of you looking for a great coach, I do coaching. I have a coach, Danny Morell. You can check him out at dannymorell.com. Maybe you hire an assistant. Maybe you hire an inside sales agent to run your business. Maybe you invest in a transaction coordinator, right? Different ways to think about what would you do if you had that money and invested in your business versus investing in your broker's business. Like, what do you get out of giving your broker $100,000 a year? Exactly. So some questions too that we get a lot. You know, what happens if I leave? Can you leave whenever you want? Yeah, leave. Right? We're not going to make you sign a contract. There's no addendums. There are no special deals. If you want a special deal, if you think you're going to come here and negotiate, don't come because there aren't any. Right? Can you take your listings with you when you leave? You can. A lot of brokers hold them hostage, meaning they're going to keep your customers if you want to take your business and set up shop elsewhere. So be careful about what you sign. Here, we don't make you sign any of that. And can you get paid on your pending income? So what does that mean? If you have a deal under contract and hasn't closed, but you want to leave and go to a new opportunity, yeah, you do. You get paid on your pending income. So there's a lot of reasons to consider what we're doing and why we're doing it. For a $20 million producer, for a $30 million producer, it's like a $120,000 increase in pay. For a $5 million producer, it's about a $20,000 to $25,000 increase in pay. What would you do with that money? Like, where would you invest it? Would you have the guts to invest it in yourself? And that's really what we offer people, is the ability to streamline their business. There's no paper here. Everything's digital. You can run your business from anywhere and really elevate and scale your business and invest in yourself. So that's what we had to chat about today. I hope you found it insightful. If you have questions, obviously you can reach out. You can follow us on Instagram at JoshWilton71, Facebook and LinkedIn. We're on there. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thanks, everybody.